What's up, disc golf fans? Thanks for tuning back in with the back nine coverage of the 2019 MVP Open here at the beautiful Maple Hill Disc Golf Course in Leicester, Massachusetts. I hope I'm saying that right. But this is the first time we've been out here, and it is gorgeous. Big shout out to MVP, who is the clear and apparent sponsor of this one.
Yeah, so we're at also a big shout out to our coverage sponsors, Innova Golf Disc, for making all this possible, as well as our friends and family at Millennium. So, what do you think of that front nine starting off?
I would say, a lot of safe play going on for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and a lot of scrambling.
Yeah. So we're going to take a look at the scores up here. We have an awesome 3-person Innova card, so this was one of the feature cards for the for the first round. We're going to take a look at the scores overall. Some bigger names there. Some actually haven't teed off yet at this point. We were so early in the day. Matt Bell, last week's champion, is up there at 2 under. We're going to move into hole 10, 380 feet uphill the entire way, par 3. Once you actually get all the way up this hill, then the basket's actually raised up on this platform.
Yeah, it's everybody calls it the castle.
Yeah. So, I mean, anything from probably 420 to 440 feet on this, really, to get up there onto that platform. But you do have to worry about trees to the left and the right, and it's kind of a tight little gap right here from the start. Joel had a pretty good front nine. So he's going to chuck this up. It's going to fade a little early. That's going to be a pretty tricky putt.
Yeah, footing's a little weird over there.
So Matt, he is sitting at +1 currently. All right.
Just doesn't quite have the distance up there, but it's a playable spot nonetheless.
Should be able to give that a bid. So Gregg's putting up a pretty good round, as he is 1 under as well. I believe I said he was 3 under. I apologize. I forgot he took a double on the first hole. So we also have Ricky on the card, as he's kind of been up and down, just really struggling for those pars.
Yeah, him and Joel are neighbors over there. So Gregg found himself a little bit more open than it looked like from that catch cam angle when he drove, and it looked like it worked out for him quite well.
Matt's still going to be down on the bottom of that platform. That's going to be pretty tough. Putt for 3 as Joel cans it. Awesome. Good putt from Joel.
And I think we're going to start off a little early. Let's go ahead and give that to him.
I like seeing one on the first hole. That's a very challenging putt. I mean, you're putting really high up. It's like a really raised basket.
Yeah,
it's a standard basket.
Hit just about dead center. Solid putt.
Yeah, good birdie from Joel.
Let's see if Ricky can follow suit.
Yeah, his is a little tricky. He had to put his a little bit more on a hyzer to get around that bigger tree.
Oh no. He gives himself another wind read after, and just was really starting to pick up on this area of the course.
Yeah, when you go from 10 to 11, 12, 13, it's tricky. You can see the wind starting to really howl. Matt's unfortunately going to be taking that 4.
And he's not very happy about it either.
No. Joel 3 under, though. He's starting to pick it up a little. So we're going to move into hole 11, 780 feet, par 4. Your first shot, throw what you got, read the wind. You want to get out to this opening, kind of where you see this flag, this basket at. If you really chuck something, you can get past these 3 little Christmas trees up here, and that's a tremendous shot. Your second shot, though, you have this really tight gap to a really rocky green. Isn't too quick, though, so just kind of have to penetrate that forest gap, and you should be in a pretty decent spot. It's really just reading the wind on this first shot. Make sure you don't turn something over, especially if it's a headwind. It looks like they got kind of like a tailwind to a left to right.
But it's like coming in gusts, so it could change directions mid-flight, and you have an unexpected read there.
Yeah, that is a good chuck from Joel. Even being over to the left isn't the worst.
It's got some push on it.
Yeah, this is honestly a really good spot, just right out in the open.
Mm-hmm.
Good placement.
Yeah, you don't have to work so hard on your second shot from there.
Ricky is...
The wind, I think, may have taken that, and it just didn't let it fight back.
Look at that.
It's gonna be tough, though. But as we've seen, his turnover shots from those types of positions
are insane, yeah. This match is going to fade a little early to the left. He still has a lot of work to get up and down from there.
Yeah. I mean, if he can find himself to the mouth of the woods from here easily, he should be able to save his par.
Yeah.
And it carries a little more right for him, and it's going to push him pretty deep.
Yeah, we're going to see if he's able to get out from there. Gregg's going to attack it. It's a little to the left, but it sneaks through.
Oh, yeah.
Good shot.
Pin high. Joel with a flex forehand.
Very nice.
And, yeah, he finds himself inside the circle without a problem.
I know Joel throws some infinite. I believe that's one of the infinite discs he has. Is Ricky just kind of, I don't know, kind of rolled his wrist a little bit. Kind of threw that one kind of right into the ground.
So, yeah, an overhand from Matt just to try to fight through that that brush and the rough. And he's going to still find himself right there at the edge.
It's a good bid from Ricky.
Yeah, still not on the fairway here, but...
Tough shot.
Oh, just short. He definitely needed that.
Yeah. He was getting a little frustrated here. He overall kept his composure, but he was starting to get a little vocal. I mean, not playing the best in the first round of a tournament that's your title sponsor and you're on a feature card it's a lot to ask. So Gregg's able to knock that in for the birdie. Joel should be able to do the same.
Textbook for him.
Yeah, tapping birdie's not that bad, right? It's Ricky once again just playing this par golf. So Gregg has a share of the lead at this point. Not bad. 4 down through 11. We're going to move into hole 12, 650 feet, par 4. This one, your first shot, you're going to kind of throw something that you want to land up on this hillside. You could throw over these Christmas trees if you get enough height. If not, you can stay right down this line, kind of set you up for a nice hyzer shot. Your second shot, you're going to be going downhill. Pretty tight gap. Gets a little tight down there. Some people throw really high up into the trees, anticipate it to just drop down. And you're going to land on a pretty fast green overall. Could skip past the basket here.
I really like this hole because it kind of caters to all kinds of different players, and it requires you to kind of shape different shots depending on where you are.
Yeah.
It tests you on what your skill set is.
It allows you to throw what you want too as well, at least off the tee, depending on how aggressive and where you want to be.
Because, I mean, it's wide open here, so you have the ability to just chuck it and get down there, and then you really have to be strategic because it closes off and is more of a tunnel shot then.
Ricky is lucky. I mean, he did clip that tree and he still was going, but I lost a lot of distance.
Ooh, and that didn't turn at all for Matt.
No, I mean, kind of nose up on the disc, kind of threw that right up in the air. This is a good spot for Joel. Just anytime you're not like stuck behind a Christmas tree or anything is a win on these holes 11 and 12. Joel gets down there and great roll. Oh yeah, I mean I put him behind some obstacles, but it's a decent shot from him. So it looks like Matt pitched out and then threw that shot down there. So that was his third. Joel drops in.
All right.
Looks like Ricky also got down there, and he's able to get his 3. Ooh,
Stringing them together.
Gregg. Now he's 3 under. He's sitting in 3rd. Matt Dollar knocks it in. Good par save. That was pretty tough for him. Joel's also going to take the par. He's sitting at 4. To hole 13, 405 feet. This kind of plays right in the middle of the pack. Par 3, you just kind of have to throw something downhill. It's going to have to penetrate this gap here and basically get a little lucky. Very tight green. Has this little bridge here. There's a little kind of like a dry gulch that you can kind of land in. It's not the worst to be down there. Or, I mean, if you give it too much pepper and you don't hit anything, you can go 100 past the basket.
You're definitely safer playing in the backstop of the gully.
Yeah. Just keep it a little low. Kind of what Gregg's doing. This is looking really good. All right. It's a good spot to be. I like the idea Ricky had here. He was just trying to throw something real high up and over everything. He did clip a tree and kind of drop down. He's about 60 to 80 out at this point.
On an incline.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that was just kind of slate hyzer the whole way. Didn't even come right at all.
Oh, look at that air bounce. This needs to get down or hit something.
Wow.
Oh, no.
What a drive, though.
Yeah. I mean, it sucks.
That might not be the end of the world. He might have like a drop knee.
Yeah, we'll see. It's tough to throw such a good shot and then know that you're going to have a really tough shot. You walk down there and you see that you're past the basket and you have a tough second shot.
Yeah. I believe that was Joel's approach that we just saw, which was parked.
Easy layup as Ricky, unfortunately, slides down the hillside. Like I said, very fast green. Gregg.
Nice putt.
Gregg does it again. You already know, folks.
Yeah. Rewind that.
Yeah.
Solid grab from the chains, too.
Yeah. Good putt. Sigh of relief. It's a good 2 for Gregg. So he's starting to pick it up here. He started off real slow. This Matt's just going to get up there.
Safe.
And then this is kind of in the theme for Ricky. Just really long par saves.
Yeah.
So everyone else should clean up. Gregg with the solo birdie there, so he's going to pick up a stroke on the whole field. He's going to be tied up with Joel now. So we're going to move into hole 14.
Beautiful hole.
Yeah. That's why I stopped talking. I actually...
You just soak it in.
Yeah. 420 feet, par 3, over the water the whole way. You should know this hole now, folks. Basically, these guys are going to throw big hyzer shots. Try to get down there onto that green, stick it.
The ace is gettable.
Yeah.
You have a lot of room out there to play.
Ooh, this needs to get stable.
Yeah, it's starting. It's coming back. Yeah.
Ooh.
Not ideal, but dry. Ricky's going to be far left.
Yeah, he needs to hit something. Make sure you don't skip off that tee box. We've seen in the past skipping off the red tee box for a different hole there could put you 100 feet into those woods because there's a fairway right there that you can skip off of. Joel's going to line up. I believe this is his PD.
Wow, it's playing it really low.
Ooh, we saw some water there, but
now it was inconclusive because I think they put up both if they're not sure.
Yeah.
And then it has to be card decision.
So the card had to figure that one out. As Matt just goes real early and doesn't hit anything. That's the second time. Just kind of see a full flight.
He is safe, though.
Yeah, just pitch out, take your 3 here. He's going to do just that. Ricky, you should do the same.
Now, Joel did shoot a provisional as well.
He did.
From the drop zone. We didn't include that, but, it is always good to call it before you leave that location. Otherwise, you can't bring it up again.
Mm-hmm. Especially on such a tight call like this.
Right.
They did take a look at it, though, and it was barely on a rock, and they deemed it dry. Everyone on the card. And he takes the lone birdie. So a little bit of luck on his side because that definitely hit water and skipped on.
Yeah, and then, he'd be playing for a 4 potentially because the drop zone for this is not a gimme.
No. And I even think on his provisional shot, he still had a little bit of work. It would have been putt similar to Ricky's, maybe a little closer.
Well, I think it's cool that I'm throwing the Scorpius just for the simple fact that they produce them. It's a disc that's very similar to the Destroyer. It has a really similar feel since it was based off of the original Destroyers. It's just not as overstable, I would say, for guys that don't have as much power. This is basically, a long-range, multi-purpose shooter, whether it be backhand or forehand. This disc was vital right off the bat.
All right, we're going to move into hole 15, 355 feet, par 3. Came in as the 5th easiest hole, basically playing almost even, a little over par. Have this little gulch you kind of have to get over, this little valley, and then basically split these trees and get down there for your putt. I would say pretty tight shot overall.
It kind of reminds me of a bigger version of hole 3 at Sedgley in Philly.
Hole 13.
13, sorry. Yes, not 3. Definitely not 3.
Joel is making a good bid here. So he's going to get down there. There should be a putt. Good news is if you go over to the left or the right, there's a couple different fairways that kind of lead up there. So you're not in a terrible spot. You should still be able to kind of putt. As Gregg,
he's going for the ace
gives
route.
That a look. That is with his MJ Eagle. MJ is in Michael Jordan. It's died Michael Jordan, by the way. Not MJ, the player.
Matt trying to play the similar line that Gregg does.
And as long as you get to the right side of that tree and you get that little hyzer, that's a good shot.
That should be comfortable twos for both of them.
Yeah. Joel has no obstructions except a little bit of tree up above him. So we'll see if that comes into play on this hyzer putt. And it looks like it did. It's Ricky setting up. Oh, wow. He gave that so much force, strong side, it just went right by the chains. So this should be a good 2 for Matt. Drops it in. It's nice to see some green on his card again. It's been a little bit.
Solid putt from Rick.
Rick's kind of been up and down all around as well. He's sitting 1 under. Gregg with the awesome 2. Just has that 1 blemish on 9.
And the double from round 1.
And the
Or
double.
front
I
nine.
forgot about the double. Hole 1. So we're going to move into hole 16, 530 feet, par 3. It's going to be downhill the whole way. You can kind of see it out there in the open. There's a lot of trees between you and that basket, though. A lot of different lines. Some people go right up the gut. Some kind of throw a nice little hyzer shot. Most people throw a hyzer shot that kind of ends up fading over to the left where you kind of see the guy with his cart. Even from there, it's not a bad spot to at least get up and down for your 3. Early tree kick, though, you're probably looking at a 4.
I mean, also, if you have an early tree kick and happens to push you to the left, you run the risk of being OB as well because the pond is in play over there.
That is true. And that could happen. It was Gregg. Not a bad spot for Gregg to be. This is kind of what I was talking about. You kind of just go over there, fade over to the left side. Joel on the box. He's going to rip this. Staying clean. Wow.
He's on the tee box. He's like, well, why not? Right? Because that was not really what he was planning on, but quite the luck for the round.
Isn't it funny how that happens? Sometimes you throw shots and you're like, oh, that's terrible. And it somehow gets down, doesn't hit anything. You're like, ooh.
Course love.
Yeah. Ricky's going to hit an early tree. This is going to be a really tough scramble, but he finds a way out of it. And that's going to be putting from circle's edge. Once again, Ricky's going to be putting for his par, long putt. Gregg needs to miss these trees. He does. He's going to end up near Ricky.
Gregg's been stringing together some pretty long putts all round, so that should be super manageable. And I think the issue with that shot from Dollar was that it was very muddy and he got stuck.
Yeah. I think his foot got stuck on his follow through or something.
Yeah.
Ricky's well within his range and barely
Cans it.
sneaks that over the cage. I mean, 30-footer for par. It's tough. But that's why he competes every week and he's always up near the top. He finds a way. Even if he has to claw his way out. Gregg should be able to save his par.
A little low as well.
So that's a good putt from Gregg. So we're probably going to see Joel, once again, take a stroke on the card. Joel's really starting to put together a good showing here.
This whole season by itself, he really came out swinging, and
Yeah.
it's just been kind of low key, just grinding out in this tour.
Yeah, he had his breakout. He's yet to bring home a big one, but still a couple more left in the books for this season. Matt's gonna hit the leaderboard and save his par. All right, moving into hole 17, 650 feet, par 4. Easiest hole on the course. Funny enough, only 3 holes average under par here for round 1. It's basically your first shot. You want to throw like a real big turnover shot that's going to kind of land past these trees, kind of where this gentleman is now. If you clear all those trees, land here, you have a very easy up and down. If you hit anything early, though, you should be able to save your par, if not at least give it a bid for birdie. The green is a little quick, but you do have that raised basket with that, like you said,
The backstop.
the backstop and the little sponsor logos that you can kind of hit off of.
That honestly, I think, is what is making this whole play a lot easier. Because if you're in trouble, you can just pitch right into that and save for a tap-in.
Yeah, and this hole was significantly easier than the second to easy hole, which was par 4, or hole 4, which this is a whole quarter stroke under par.
Wow.
Yeah. As Joel finds literally the perfect spot. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better spot there. It's Gregg that just needs to get through, and it does. Hits that tree, but even that's not the worst spot. I mean, you can still get around that bend. And these are tough holes when you're kind of like in the woods and it's like you throw out into the open because you don't know what the wind's doing out there. It's much different than what you're seeing.
Big time.
Seeing from the mouth of the woods. Ricky,
that got pushed down by the wind.
He gets through most of it though. That should be okay. It's probably his pig. See, he's gonna skip. It's gonna be a tough putt.
Gregg, Gregg's trying to go right through, and I don't think he manages to get through all the way.
Yeah, that was interesting. I don't know. Oh, no. Oh, he gets around.
Sneaks through. All right. That'll putt.
I thought that was going right into the woods as well.
He found the line that Gregg couldn't.
Joel for his second shot in a really good spot. Ooh. Good little kick out there, and that's going to be an easy putt. And you're right, Gregg did not make it through. Looks like he's far enough on the edge, though, that he can kind of do a little Anheuser shot and get out.
Yeah, with not a lot on it either.
No, just
being very careful.
Yeah, oh, okay.
But that's the reaction we've been talking about all around.
Ricky for the 3.
Nice.
Cans it. That's a good birdie for Ricky. Been a tough round for him. It's also been a tough round for this man. Matt Dollar has just been kind of a little unlucky. A couple bad releases, couple bad breaks.
Oh, sneaks his in there and some birdie save.
Yeah, a lot of really nice putts though as well. So we'll see if he's able to bounce back. Joel now gave himself probably a little more room than he would have liked with that good of a drive. Nice putt.
Makes it look easy.
Yep. Center of the chains. Gregg with the only par. And we're going to move into hole 18. Everyone should know this hole. This is one of the most famous holes in disc golf. And it's hole 18 at Maple Hill. They did push the tee back a little bit, made it a little bit harder. Coming in at 680 feet. It's par 4, your first shot. If you get out to this opening, really good shot. It's the second shot, though. Like I said, one of the most iconic greens out there. Very tight, very technical. You want to skip in there. You can hit off those rocks. If not, you have a pretty aggressive drop zone that really makes you go for it. If you don't make it.
And makes you split
the
trees. Pretty small gap.
Yeah, it's great. As Joel finds a really good spot. And them just pushing it back a little bit makes it just a little bit harder.
It needs to get stable.
Oh, no. He's pinched off, and he doesn't have a lot of distance. That's going to be tough.
That carries over that little bend there.
Ooh, Ricky.
Yeah, that'll play as well.
Yeah, good spot. So Gregg, after having a tough start, he's really picked it up here. Middle to end of the round. See, he gets through clean as well. Yeah, I would say you're basically just trying to get up to where I'm at, those white rocks out in that opening.
Yeah, and Matt's going to have no choice but to just pitch out. There's no way to get a full flight out of anything from there.
And he's still going to try to get some distance, and it works. Question is he going to be aggressive and go for the green from there? We'll get around the tree.
I would say round 1 would be the round that I'm not going to play aggressive.
Look at that from Gregg. He's able to stick it on the green. Skips OB and actually gets right on there. Joel in an interesting spot here as he's going to throw that patented forehand flex shot that he has, and he drops it right in.
Parked.
He's going to have a tap-in birdie to end this round. It looks like Matt's going to go for it. This needs to stable up. That's going to go OB.
4. Yeah, and the gallery wasn't nearly as big as what you tend to see with a card that's, as stacked as this. But because, again, early, we expect round 2 to have quite more people following along.
Yeah, it was so early in the morning as Ricky drops that in as well. So 3 of them stick the green pretty easily. So, Matt, I believe there's a rule where you actually don't shoot from the drop zone on that shot if you cross or something like that. I don't know the exact ruling. I have to figure that out. So he's just going to lay that in, lay that up. Gregg to finish out a good round for him. He drains it. 6 under. Other than hole 1 and hole 9, he put together a really good showing. Very nice.
Yeah, I mean, start with a double and then be able to bring it back that much.
Ricky as well. There on the back 9, no bogeys. Able to go 3 under. So he still has a little bit of work. He's a little off the pace, but I mean, we still have a moving day. Joel, though, really the man of the hour. Other than that early bogey on hole 2, he just put together the most consistent round.
Yeah, earned himself a spot on lead card.
Yeah. So let's just take a look at those scores again as we look at Joel sitting at 8 under. Gregg,
a lot of green there.
Yeah. Gregg sitting at 6. Ricky was able to get himself to 3. Matt, unfortunately, sitting at 3 over. It was an early round, so we didn't really know how everything was going to pan out at first. But we're going to take a look after the feature card came in. Adam Hands and Nathan Queen, best rounds out there. Joel and James able to be on lead. We're going to have chase cards. Simon, Gregg, Philo, and Cameron.
Yeah, we'll get to hang out with Gregg again.
I'm excited. So, folks, that's going to be it for the back 9 coverage of the 2019 MVP Open. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Let us know in the comments what you think. And stay tuned for the round 2.